I can identify, particularly in Nigeria, that is related or that are related to my discipline, that I think I can contribute a quota in reducing the gravity of the problem. Am I going to get it? So you should have an idea of what you intend to do at the end of the day. Like you rightly mentioned, it relates on whatever we are going to put. Mind you, it is possible in the course of our discussion here, before we get to the point where you begin your own research on the thinking, your passion will change. It's very possible. Your passion for the area you want to start will change because of the additional information you get in the course of our discussion. I'm happy you said that he told you to tell him, I don't know where you're putting your passion for concern. Things are happening in Nigeria. Many things happen on my way coming from KP to Abuja. There are many other things that are happening. Even with the problem of the road, we expect to have a long queue of hold up on the way. But we didn't have. Why? There are problems. These are issues that should disturb you. And you should begin to think about what you can do to come to terms with the problems and their what? Their impact or their effects on other variables in society. What is the source of passion for research? I'm just trying to give you what is going before we go into the main discussion about research and why we carry out research. What is the source of, if I say, okay, now my goal is to go into why people, some youth in our communities engage in kidnapping, for example. What is the source of passion for that? What is the source of passion? Number one, you should bear in mind that many other people have done that. If you go to the net now, you number of studies have been care about kidnapping in Nigeria. Countless number of them. Go to them, you see them. Then why are you coming to me to something? That's the first question you ask yourself. Of course, you can do that. You can do that. Why? If a problem is there in the society, it's affecting the people in the society, a number of studies have been carried out to look at the problem in terms of the gravity of the problem, in terms of the drivers of the problem, and the remedial measures that should be taken. We have done that. We have adopted the strategy they say we should adopt it. And in still persist. That becomes one of the bases where we should also develop interest in that research. The persistence of the problem. Government did that, government did this, community stakeholder did that, did this, but yet it's still there. It becomes part of the source of the passion for a research for a particular issue. I'm not going to say. It is possible you have come across a number of studies on that thinking what is happening. Scholars internationally, unitary, regionally, and nationally. But most of those studies they have concentrated in looking at the idea of kidnapping from the point of view of the people in the community affected by kidnapping. That is the general problem. But kidnapping affects, it involves two dimensions. Kidnappers and victims of kidnappers. It's likely from the study you have, none of them has been able to look at this view from the point of view of the kidnappers themselves. I'm telling you, if you want to study kidnappers, you can do it. If you want to use them as your target audience, you can do it. And you can be protected. I'm telling you, if you go to the Northwest, they know them. Believe me, they know them. It's just like the case of Boko Haram. They know them. The case of Boko Haram, I remember I left, we left together in the compound. Somebody who's from me. He said that, uh, he told me, I'm just very, oh, we know them, but we can't talk. If you talk the next thing, it's just for you to look for the idea. This is why we want to search. You have to be diplomatic. And I am telling you, they know the people they know their leaders. They can directly their leaders. Because you are trying to provide research is a problem solving one activity. You are trying to provide a solution. And there is nobody know how you can provide the solution to the problem when you don't hear from the point of view of the people that are involved in the activity. It's very, very important. I don't know how to communicate it. So if others concentrate the people, what do you want to know from the point of view of people doing it? Why? If you know that this is why they are doing it, this is why they refuse to stop, you give you recommend to government. That's if government listens. You recommend to the government based on the information you are going to elicit about the phenomenon, the point of view of the kidnappers themselves. You get it? So this becomes another source of concern. That is, if the target audience for a research is this angle, now you want to look at this angle, it becomes a source of concern for the research. I'm not complicated. Research has different approaches. We have quantitative, we have qualitative. If most of the studies are in qualitative dimension, in quantitative dimension. I'm not going to get it. So all these things are some of the sources of action, some of the factors that will actually that will pull your mind into a particular phenomenon to say, okay, I need to find out. I need to find out about this phenomenon. I'm not going to get it. Let me give you another example. It is possible, maybe someone, maybe you're looking at the issue of domestic violence. The domestic violence is not only against men now. You can have domestic violence against men. Yes. I have seen incidents in situations where a man whenever is going out, you have people as you live in the time you must come back. You must come back home. And one day the man mistakenly exceeded the limits, came back, was so to be back. You know, she's seated at the dining, just on the line. Come here, where did you get it? He came. That's violence. That is domestic violence. Yes. So if there is also violence against men, what the major cases against women, the youngest statistics or research reveal that it is mostly violence. Maybe people did a lot of studies about it. Of course, there are a number of researches. I did two different researches. The question now is that at the time I am doing the research, who did I use as my target audience? Question. If it is a research that I decided to use only women, that they are the only people affected by domestic violence, and they don't get the child knowledge. Therefore, I can research, okay, now I want to do another research on domestic violence. On occasion will say, but I say, among married couples. So in this case, both male and female are involved. Both male and female are involved. And sometimes, like I do the show, in qualitative research, there are different methods that we can use. And this may include, I'm going to keep, I'm just trying to, one job discussion is that talk before I go in the main introduction of this subject matter. Yeah. Because the lecture should flow what the subject matter is all about to if this is for ingredients of subject matter. Tell them one after it. For example, what do you mean by research? What are the various classes of research? What are they? And what do they mean? Under what condition should I use research A or research B? And so on and so forth. All these things are going to look at them. If you look at this of research, when we talk about explanatory, so on and so forth. Then, as we move on, see, in fact, I will try and what I'm learning with this subject matter. So that is that. That is that. As far as your motivation for your passion, what motivates you to think that okay, this is what I have in mind. Because you cannot just wait for and say, I want to do it. Something must have pushed you. Am I communicating? Am I correct? Yes. Something must have motivated you to say, okay, this is the problem and maybe we should do something. These are one of the things that actually you see, um, whether we like it or not, in our society, we are faced with a lot of problems. Some we know them, some we don't know them. The ones we know them, why they are happening. Am I communicating? We know them, we don't know what about why they are happening this issue of kidnapping that I told you. I am telling you, a lot of things are happening about this issue that I hidden somewhere that I need to be uncovered. But because it involves, sometimes the problem with that telling that kind of book is because it is dangerous. That's why people tend to shy away from doing that. Sometimes there are things that we don't know. Once you know, we want to know. These are the things that we put you in touch. We are aware of the word research using our identification. It means to do what? It means to do what? Find out. But don't confuse the word research with investigation as it takes place within the context of criminal justice administration. There are two different things. Am I communicating? There are two different things. Of course, inside but the parameters show academic research, either applied or pure research. Is different from the parameters of the criminal investigation, for example. Some of you who are from that, I will understand what I'm doing. Research, it means search. Usually, you only carry out a research when you have a problem that is not clear to you. Something you don't know. Don't go and start searching for what I know. Am I correct? I can't. You always search for what you search because you need clarity. You search because you want confirmation. You search because you want to authenticate the knowledge you have. The knowledge. Because for me, the way I teach my research right, is not the issue of community. No, it's more of practical. It's the research you're going to do. You understand? So you have to think about how I can move from point A to point B in order to come down with the problem I got. Those information I'm going to see help me to find solution. Because as a researcher, you can only cannot provide a solution. Subject to the policy makers. Please think of that. It's because in trying to stop this problem, it's part of the system. People always say government. In trying to stop problem, it's not government alone that can do it. All of us here have our own thing. It's not like what they say. Don't give, don't give. If you give, you are if you collect too, you are part of it. Somebody somewhere they were talking about it. I said, see, yeah, we need it. It has to start from me and you. Are we ready for it? If we're not ready for it, one that is more for now, will not stop. I don't know that you're against it. Because if really you want it to stop. But that's if I happen to be appointed as chairperson of the unemployment committee, whoever emerges as the best, irrespective of where he comes from, irrespective of how he speak, irrespective of whether he goes to church or not, I give him the opportunity to serve. They've already do. Once I have it has to be my own. And that's why I do not always expect the person to come in but you don't give chance to the best. Let's give chance to somebody which is Italian house. That's what we do in Nigeria. All of us. We should be ready. We should be ready to say yes. This person is the best. Give him the chance. Ask me. To say that if you are in charge of it, give the best one. I want to answer this. Suppose your child, or somebody that you know is amongst the people that apply for that, and from all indication, such a person comes as the best amongst everything. So, in order for you to provide a level playing field for everybody, I'm sure that I partake in that we need something And people that really don't participate in what we did, we are giving employer in. Is that fair? For instance, if, for example, you are challenging the interview, if your child is appearing, if you want to be able to serve you, on this my child, so I will step out. Yes. That's all. You step out. You shouldn't be the joy. If we don't want to be able to ourselves, no, if the system is working in me, it's selected that way. I said when the chance is given to the best, when the chance is given to the best, it means you don't have to select that process. It's the same process. And what, uh, if maybe you are produced through the same magic system, I'm going to change it. Yes. Okay, I understand where you're heading. Of course, you can change it. You can change it. The change about gender between me and you. You. And, research is all about trying to find out. I've seen that many people are getting ready to write something down. You want to write? Correct. Of course, I'll be okay. You can put something down. Research is an activity. Research is an activity that is aimed at providing solutions. It is aimed at providing solutions to the societal problems. It simply means This simply means search. To search, investigate, or find out. Search, investigate, or find out a given phenomenon or a given phenomenon that poses a serious threat to the society. It also involves the tendency to gain further clarifications, to gain further clarifications on existing situations, gain further clarifications about existing situations in our society. One of the unique features of research, one of the unique features of research is that it is scientific. It's scientific. It follows. It follows a systematic and lay down procedures. Systematic and lay down procedures in order to come to term. In order to come to term. The nature, the nature and causes of a given problem. As well as suggest remedial measures. Remedial measures as well as suggest remedial measures. As a scientific activity, as a scientific activity, research follow the following stages. Number one, identification, identification and definition of a research problem. Identification and definition of a research problem. This, this involves the tendency. This involves the tendency to develop a researchable topic. Researchable topic also clearly, also clearly identify, also clearly identify and define the research problem. Clearly identify the research. This actually is the backbone of research. This actually is the backbone of every research. Research problem provide the basis. Such problem provide the basis upon which a particular study is being carried out. It is at this point, bypass, it is at this point that the researcher that the researcher explains why, explains why the research, explains why the research with every justification, with every justification. At this point, explains why the every justification. Hello. The reason why I'm emphasizing on this because even if you come with a completely certain thought, if the problem is not clearly defined, no research. You say research problem solving what? Activity. So we need to know the problem. It is at this point, like once you don't get it right at this point, everything you do not useless. But once you're able to get it right, but every other thing takes your research problem. Because you derive your research question from the research problem. You derive your research question from the research question that was right in the research problem. It goes like that. To provide the significance, the review of literature, which is going to be the next issue, also must reflect the objectives that was research question, which was right in the research problem. I'm not going to get it. The method we are going to use must reflect the nature of it. The findings you are going to present in chapter 4 must reflect your research objective that was derived from research question, which was earlier derived from research problem. And your recommendations must reflect your research objective. So you can see that everything starts with research problem. The only thing what I thought was with is maybe when you finish the research and you discover that the problem you have is not actually consistent with other information, it will frame it for you if you want to help. Otherwise, if you meet somebody that there's no problem, and if there's no problem, there's no research, you tell him that he will say, I'm talking about when you get to the point, it's not a damnation. Yes. So always, we're going to talk that particular thing in details with you on how to solve side problem. I have started discussing part of it. Well, it wasn't about the sources of motivation. This is about the issue you are going to consider when talking about it. I will tell you what about the nature of side problem. So you need that. You need to get the knowledge of such problem. Because if you don't get it, that will be this for that information. Very, very. Number two, review relevant literature. Review relevant literature. relevant literature, not literature, so but we say literatures. It's literature. It is singular and plural connotation of literature. So, why is it like that? When you say stop, a stop, one person, stop from the beginning. When you stops, grammatically is wrong, according to grammar. So, it's not enough. I always challenge them. I think and we're exposed to this idea of our historical antecedents, the colonial and the present side. If, if you get first information about what transpired in the colonial periods, colonial to date, in terms of our relationship with the Europeans, even if you are the best English speaking person in there, you will never take that right. It's not one of the instruments of colonialism. The people that time were trained on how to speak English where they can help with their static work in the community. That is why we have formal education. I don't know why at that time formal education was the point of science and technology. We started having after the all the people that study in those areas, they have to go for not to be clear. You can see that. So we always tend to uphold priority value something that is important. That's why I hope our own elements. It's still like that. Thank you very much. It's still like that. We value something like that. And we say we want to develop. Develop develop start from within. That's why we have problems. We bring all this from America. America is a different society from Nigeria. The reality there is different from our reality here. How we started is not the same thing we have started. Our composition is not the same thing. And you say you want to copy the same policy they use that to solve your problem there. Stop this. Is a borrowed system. Somebody like Motoroli will tell you that prior to our contact with the Europeans, most of the African countries were developed. You see, if you want to know development, look at the after the culture. That's with culture. And people are beginning like this civilization even started from Egypt before it spread across the entire world. Egypt, this Egypt in Africa, they were seen. Well, before they will tell you. Anyway, let me not go into this. Let me talk about research. The second issue has to do with the review of relevant. This is characterized. This is characterized by the connotations. By the connotations of the previous studies. Connotation of the previous studies. Connotation of previous objects which are related to the topic of the research. Which are related to the topic of the research. Literature review the topic of the research. Literature review does not imply consulting or reading consulting of all materials. By consulting of all materials. But as for materials, that's the materials that are relevant and relevant to the subject matter of research. Add value to the subject matter of research. In any research undertaking, in any research undertaking, literature review is very critical. Literature is very critical because it's very critical because it helps. It helps in the establishments. It helps in establishments of the gaps. It helps in the establishment of the gaps in the previous studies. In the previous studies. These gaps constitute part of what the previous study intend to fill. These gaps constitute part of what the previous current study intends to fill. These gaps constitute part of what the current study intend to fill. Intend to fill. Number three, collection of relevant data. This is a stage where the researcher is exposed. The researcher is exposed to empirical information or data which are elicited, exposed to empirical information data which are elicited from the target audience. This can be achieved. This can be achieved through different methodological procedures. including the research design, the research design, identification and definition of the research population. Identification and definition of the research population. Identification and definition of the research population. Determination of sample size and sampling procedure. Determination of sample size and sampling procedure as the case may be. Determination of sample size and sampling procedure as the case may be. Application of relevant data collection techniques. Application of relevant data collection techniques. Continuation. Among others. Among others. What that point is saying is that now I have identified the problem. The problem is, for example, you choose to research on the attitudes of Apodi students towards their lecturers. Or perception of the Apodi students about their lecturers. Am I communicating? Yes, you have decided, okay, why do you want to be honest? That's the side problem. Oh, the side problem. No, you need to collect what? Empirical data. But before you collect the data, there's what we call a research design. We call it a research plan. Research design. When you want to build your house, you will go and start digging the foundation. They are on board. The building plan. And everything about it. Adjustments, adjustment, and justified. That is research. So you must have a design. Because the design tells you, guides you on how to choose the method. The design determines the direction of the research. Not communicating. The next issue is who are going to be my target audience, the target population. In this kind of research, what is my target population? Students. The people you want to raise, they are lecturers. You can't ask me to rate myself. You can ask the students. So students now are your target population. Critical, and I'll tell you more about it. Practical population. So now the entire students of Apudi becomes the target audience. If you are writing your projects, your thesis presentation, if we get to the point where they say target research population, you don't start by saying the population is 500 and this. No, the major concern is that you need to tell us who they are. The first thing should be the target audience of population research for the students of approaching across all countries, in building PGD, MSc, and PhD. The next point out can be okay. As at the time of my research, Apodi has to number that he can present the general form, PhD, studies happens to do that. But the first thing I tell us who they are, describe them before we know their important value. I don't know what, as the case may be, when I talk about something, it's because it's not a urgency you do something. Something only counts when you have a large population. But when the population of a research is manageable, it's sizable, you don't need sampling. And it tells you a lot of things. There are technicalities in sampling. Technicalities. That if you're not there, because the most technical aspect of the research is methodology. So if you have, for me, at PhD level, if you have the momentum that's going to 1,000, you can check the entire census. It's going after defining it. For the purpose of this research, since the target population is not large, this study intends to take the entire, or they tend to take the census of the entire population of the research. Simple. Because in sampling there are techniques, you must justify why sampling B, not C, not D. You must explain, but at every point in the body, whatever method you are choosing, you must prove, you must convince people that, okay, I'm choosing this one, not this one. Reason being, this. You can see that if you have a sizable population, if you decide to take census of them, to save that technicality, it may require the time to find what probability and non-probability sampling techniques in the same research. And there are conditions that will actually make you do that. So if you take the census, it will send you all that. Once you are able to do that, then you think about the methods you are going to use to collect it. And the method is determined by the nature of the research. Is it quantitative research or qualitative? We are going to go more about it. The nature of the research determines the method. Possibly data analysis techniques that you're going to use, and so on and so forth. Now, you have gone out there, you have decided on the side, you have collected the data. What else? The next point, which is number 4. Analysis, that's number 4. This is the stage where the relevant data collected subjected to certain analytical procedures. Certain analytical procedures, which includes data processing, analysis, and interpretation. data processing, analysis, and interpretation. With the aim of arriving at the aim of arriving at a dependable conclusion. A dependable conclusion. Make relevant recommendations. Conclusion and recommendations. Conclusion and recommendations. This is a stage where the researcher develop a conclusion of a given research. Develop a conclusion of a given research, which is derived, D-E-R-I-D, which is derived from the findings of the research. The findings of the research. It is at this point the researcher also make some recommendations. Which must reflect the findings of the research. It then means to say that the conclusion and recommendation of any given research conclusion and recommendations of any given research must be on the basis of the findings of the research. Follow in doing research. One, you need to have a problem. Two, topic and the problem. Find the problem. Or not with literature. You decide that your data. And like I told you, the topic you are going to use will depend on the nature of your research. Correct? The research you are doing or you are going to determine the methods you are to adopt. Any question?
Just to drink from your experience in one's limited exposure. You see something that looks like a problem subject. And in the course of literature review, you find out that when you talk about the problem like this, what do
You think about another dimension.
you
Don't have any, like I told you, you are you want to investigate issues that have to do with that. There is no way, no how you can say a simple research has all. That's why the most stress you see suggestions for start somewhere and stop somewhere. I'm not getting. There must be something that the research cannot cover. And that becomes the basis for further research. I would if for example, let's say looking at the issue that has to do with I'm very good at bringing example from this environment where talk about the perception of students about their lecturers. You can look at that issue from one to the lecturers and the students. Yes, if that's what you engage with. And the study you have laid your heart is simply telling you about how they start assess their lecturers. But common is very that they assess lecturers in that. Now we try to compare on the point of view teachers. Yes, you can't hear from one side. Somebody can decide to say, you can develop what we call a hypothetical position. Maybe that's the lecturers who are more strict, more likely to perceive negative impact. For example, I didn't bother. Some lecturer will say, no, once I start my lecture, don't come into my class. I'm communicating. So it is when you also hear from the point of view of the lecturers, you put them together, then you get a more robust. And the nature of perception of the lecturer. So there is no way how you can say that you cannot hear that's the beauty of the new literature. When you feel you're talking, I want to do this man perception I was going to do. Yeah, but it's like he didn't do this one. And
to go back and define the
proportion. Because the implication is that if you do the same thing by the same person or the same location, if you do the same thing, it means you have not added anything to knowledge. You should be still contributing to it. So you can only contribute when you are able to come up with the fact that, okay, I did something different from what is now. Do something unique. That's the idea. Yes. Yeah, do something unique that will differentiate the work that yes.
class three. They were that they
Mm.
know now in that meaning that then I mean yeah.
Yes, but exactly after the research, what you discover is different because of the strictness of the lecturer. It may be because they may even accept their lecture on the basis of the way they understand. There are some lecturers that are strict with the students understand their lecture. Whenever they are in the class, they appreciate their lecture. So it may be different from your hypothetical mind. That's the beauty of this. There is no for the validation reject or return your opponent. You test it. You can reject the hypothesis or so you can't say that if you know, you don't know, don't think like that. You can discover something different from what you know. That's why I say you can also research the content for further clarification. I'm not communicating because you can also do that to further validate the existing knowledge about a given group. Yes, you want that. Assumption and hypothesis. You see, hypothesis is usually used when you are doing proposal. Want to test how but they are better. And that is why they will tell you that a hypothesis must have what we call a it must have what we call variables, one dependent and one independent. The dependent is the one that tells you that inform the character and nature of the independent is the one that tells the nature and character of the independent variable. Because the dependent variable is depending on what the other variable operates. The nature of the other variable is the reflection of the one. The independent. Assumptions are just like statements. You are just assumptions, they are not but hypothesis you must validate the reason. Assumption you don't need school test. So I can break it down. But in your hypothesis, the moment you have a hypothesis, you will test it using relevant statistical test. Who are those saying that this is here? It's part of what we're going to discuss. We're going to discuss about it. The testing of hypothesis. You may decide to say, okay, see, it means you often in kidnapping. Poverty determines youth involvement. But it depends on what the people will tell you. The kidnappers, the people who are involved in kidnapping, they will tell you. I'm not communicating. So it is the outcome of the and you can establish that two relevant statistical tests. You know, there are different statistical tests. I don't know whether you mind about it because it involves period. Oh, wait to that point. We hear more about it. Statistical test is relevant for a particular situation. You don't say that okay because I'm doing the use cash price. No, it's used when you have a favorable situation. We have regression analysis, and it is used when you have sufficient information for it to use regression analysis. I'm not going to get it. We have canvas. We have gamma. There are a number of them that you can use. Some are ordinal level because for each understand you need to what we call levels of measurement. The ordinal level, ordinal level, interval, and ratio level. So at each level of measurements, there are specific statistics. You understand the one we get that way. No, you understand. They are very straightforward. I'm not complicated. Yes.
And
If they are afraid of figures, I will make sure figures become credit. Yes.
you, you think it's possible to market which can be that in that area, one you don't have the biggest
It may be possible. May be possible. You understand? But my own take is that it is difficult to say I want to do this. And you cannot find any study about it, even if it is in a different part of the world.
so in the case that in the population area that is not fingers work in that area, there is a lot of people from other areas.
You can. That becomes one of the major concerns. In fact, for the simple fact that you have a number of researches about a given phenomenon, and none of them discuss about the context where you research, that becomes the basis for research. Because social systems, social system values, what is in this environment not be the same thing in the other environment. So you want to find out, it is the same thing with what is obtainable in the other environment. Because it, for the simple fact that no study of that nature was carried out in that environment becomes enough reason for you to do that research. You can maintain the same topic, yes, provided in that particular location of the research, nobody did something like that. You can maintain the same topic. Because the population and the location are not the same. The social characteristics of the location are not the same. Not complicated. They are not the same.
Yes. People say that and then look at
Among you, yes.
let me say the relationship between the of education and the prevalence of property like in the government of the India development. We can know that in order to say that solving what has been done.
Yes, it is allowed for you to conclude with the devil. Because going through the literature, no literature gives you a purpose. It gives you a direction. You know, in every research, the method that have been used must have been validated. So if the method has been validated, you can do the same method and approach, but to study a different environment. Exactly, a different environment. It's very possible to do that. All the fact that the local government A and B cannot be the same. They be the same. They can't be the same. The perception of the people will not be the same. The features of the people are not the same. Yes. Mm. Okay. Yes. It means you are added to the knowledge. But if your opinion is the same thing, you know, that's why there's a section inside the work that we call it Discussion of findings. The discuss findings in chapter 4 in relation to the previous studies. The study discovered this agree with the findings by rejecting. Yes, you can say reject it. But reject it. It means you have added to the stock of knowledge about the economy.
That's not plagiarism.
Hmm?
Yes, sorry.
Plagiarism.
It's not plagiarism. You know, when you use judgment and you don't probably acknowledge that's the way you go for that. That's the way you should use previous statements. Use it and acknowledge it. But don't present it as if it is your own information. No. But I was telling people, I say, see, research is not more difficult now. It's not. This era of artificial intelligence. I'm telling you. Let me tell you, it's an advancement in technology, but it distorts people's ability to think. Yes. It distorts people because what is happening most of the time, you see a complete generated from artificial intelligence and presented the way it is. Even if we generate that, you should supposed to look at it, go through it, think and add what, because you can get out some practical information about it. Your own level. Or you adopt it exactly what an internet gave you. Honestly, it distorts people's ability to think. People are abusing it. It's supposed to be for good. When you generate it, sit down and go through it. Don't just adopt it the way it
You know, in those days, automation of food takes away jobs. In the over time, you see that food not destroyed. It is, it is, we are locating one of areas that we have taken over, allowing individuals to intellect or like focusing more on for instance, uh, for instance, it's not need to put that. It's posting the data, or it is deriving traditional financial thought. They can put out those things. So they are their time. It is now located like they can using those questions they want to fill in how this is going to do. That is amazing. Yes, yeah, it makes mistakes because when it's talking with all the network, exactly was discussing that the AI waiting for something. We are looking at the foreign national what is presented. We were discussing the foreign national on that. So it's important when I be old and the one described them as the foreign we stop there. I said the truth. See, Nigeria has just adopted independence for something. It's something. It apologized. It said, oh, yes, thank you for correcting me. So, the problem. So, society or AI, there's something back in in machines taking over.
Well, I said the same thing.
Okay.
I say it is not bad. I say it is meant for good. But people who are abusing it. You just get it exactly the way it is and adopt it. No. Okay?
You cannot get it.
Exactly. Look at in your own way, you have interrogated that. If there are somebody, the person will just print it and so it is like that. And AI can give you fake references. How would you know that? Sorry, is the time is already
But
there.
they are very people.
Eh?
They are very useful.
They can get relevant information from AI. Let me tell you something. I used to be a consultant, data analyst. Honestly, let me tell you, with AI, only what I can do is to key in the data into the software. Once I get the output, copy it and subject it to either any of this version of AI. It provides the analysis for me completely. Complete analysis in less than a minute. In less than a minute. Once I get the output, I take the tables, subject them to the window, I get my analysis for all the tables. If I want discussion of findings, just summarize the findings. I say provide discussion of these major findings. You know, it depends on the command you give.
Yes.
Provide discussion of this finding of this major findings with reference to the previous studies. You will see it in less than 1 week. Yes, but the problem is that when you get it, you read it. Read through. Where it's supposed to add, you add. Why it's supposed to start. In fact, it even makes some grammatic. There are some grammatical errors. You correct them. So people abuse it. Yes. So we should check because this is mistake. AI is reference.
We've been seeing that already. Bing, AI,
For example, it's a software now. Am I correct?
yes.
It's a software. And you're getting information from what exactly the existing information. You understand? People make reference to it. Like now, you want to do analysis, you say, okay, you use statistical science, which is the same thing, is also a software to process your data. I'm not going to get it. But it's accepted. Why not?
Oh, well, they should be brief that you can now dictate AI this thing. There are machines.
Machine that you can dictate. There are machines that you can use to dictate if someone adopted everything
From-
way it is. There are machines that can do that. Yes. There are many of them. It's an advancement. You know, every advancement comes with some peculiar problems.
It's like based on the now when I interviewed the friend,
Just go straight to the point.
they will give me his opinion. It's something very
Opinion, I don't understand. If you get an opinion from AI, maybe AI gives you it gives you definition of research. Listen to. Maybe AI gives you definition of research. You are saying that we can use AI, we can say AI as reference. No. You know, that's why I said it depends on the command. If you are taking for information, you can request for information with references. There will give you references. But like I said, sometimes it gives you fake references. You understand? So if you provide definition, it can give you the sources of information. So you make it of the sources, the original sources better.
Go to that council.
It is when you get that you can begin to start. Sometimes, there's a work I did. I also make use of it. Because anything that comes, try to get into with it. I tried to do a particular work and I entered, I used to, I tried to confirm most of the references. But some of them, the majority of them are correct references. You can confirm them. It's just to Google it. Google can give you anything to. Honestly, just to Google it.
From my experience, sometimes we put councils and come out with better what we talk about.
Original and people teacher.
So you now make it.
This one, only three part of it that's relevant to you at the moment. My brother and sister, I will stop here because another lecturer is waiting to have class with some students. Let me know. So we came here together with him.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Don't engage.
We get material.
So, what again? I would say? $1. All right.
That's
All right. If you have questions, you have to please send it to respond to the question in our subsequent lectures. Thank you very much and see you later.